If you remember, I took the last class on Tempdb monitoring, right? So in the similar fashion, I'll show you at the very last, I told you how to create a right index to reduce the usage of Tempdb, right? So that was the last session what I had. So I'm just continuing from where I left. Okay, let me show you what I mean. Mm, Okay, so this is the query. Last time I made use of the same query and it was eating around 4 or 5 GB of Tempdb. So this happens in real time and I just wanted to show you like how to create the indexes so that you can reduce the usage of Tempdb. So let me show you. I will move this back. Before doing it, I just wanted to show you the estimated execution plan. As you can see, we have two tables involved in this query. One is users and the second one is comments. We just have two tables, but in real time, we'll have plenty of tables and the queries will be so big, right? But still, if you can understand the concepts, you can correlate. That's what we should do. We cannot build the entire building at one shot, right? So we have to build phase by phase. In a similar manner, if you can understand the logic between two tables, it will be easy for you to do the same trick on your production environments. So I'll show you how to make use of certain tools to analyze this usage and how to make use of those tools efficiently also. So let's start. So as you can see, I have two tables, users and comments, users and comments. So both of them, users table is heap table, whereas comments table, it doesn't have any indexes. As of now, it is just showing cluster index scan. Okay, so I'm just about to run this query. If you have any questions now, you can stop me and I will answer them before I move on. Okay, so I'm just turning on the, how many of you are aware of live query statistics? So you can see the progress of the query. I don't recommend this because it has many bugs, few bugs associated with this, but still if you want, you can make use of that. There is no harm in using that, but don't rely completely on this when you are estimating the query completion because it doesn't give you the right information. And I'm including the execution plan. I'm starting the execution. Okay, so since I started live query statistics, it is showing me the progress. As of now, it is 0%. So every operator will have its completion time. For example, user stable, it's done. So when it is done, you will see the seconds usage. So it is now not progressing. Just a second, guys. Yeah. So it is now right now doing its operation on cluster index scan. So it is pulling the information and it is passing this information to index pool and then to sort. So this is how it is working. And it is showing me the progress of the query. But as I said, we cannot completely rely on this because there are few bugs associated with this. Okay. So in the meanwhile, if I go to my Tempdb, so this is my Tempdb. Tempdb is placed on D drive. So it is 25.5 GB free as of now. Okay. So this query will consume Tempdb at least up to 4 or 5 GB. So at the very completion, at the end of this query, you will see certainly it will come down to 21 GB or 22 GB if I'm not wrong. Okay, so let's wait for it. And in the meantime, let me do one thing. Is that this one? What is that? File property space used. How many of you know like how to check the internal free space within the database? If someone asks you how to check the internal free space within the database, what is your command? There is some
RGB database properties, right?
Let's be on
That's
my
available.
phone.
come again.
We can see in database properties. There it will
Database
show.
properties, but imagine I have plenty of databases that I need to walk through. So I need to know the free space inside the database.
Session
space usage, task space usage.
No, that is for Tempdb.
Okay.
I need to mute because I'm getting some background noise. Even from my side, are you hearing any background noise from my side?
No, Amshi, it is clear.
Okay. 1 second.
By using string file also we can see, right?
No, actually, if someone asks you how to carry out that operation, so you have to say file property of space used. Okay, it is file property space used. If you wanted to just have a look at one database, so you need not do MS for each DB. You can just run the above query. It will give you the free space within the database. Whether it is log file or data file doesn't matter. Any file, the amount of free space within the database will be given by file property of space used. This is it used to be one of the interview questions. I don't know if still they're asking, but you have to be aware of this property. Okay, so I'm less running this. So if you see now, I got the information of all the databases, but right now my focus is only on Tempdb. Okay, so I'm just selecting Tempdb out of this output. So where database name equal to Tempdb. Okay, if you see free space, it's consumed almost entirely now. So right now it is showing 2% free space. As I told you, it was 25.5 GB. Let me check. See, it came down to 19 GB. In front of you, it was 25.5 GB, but now it is 19 GB. And even if you see, it is restricted to, did I restrict that? Let me just double check. This is what happens. Any query that uses Tempdb will quickly eat away your Tempdb very quickly. So if you don't action it, you have to do the certain things. You know that things, right? So adding a file to another drive or shrinking, it won't allow you to shrink now because right now there is one active transaction. So it is not possible for you to shrink. Okay, it is done now. The query got executed and the query took how many minutes? 4 minutes 22 seconds for its completion. 4 minutes 22 seconds, and it consumed 6 GB. 6 GB. Okay, so it's consumed 6 GB. In my previous class, I told you the importance of the job, Tempdb monitoring job, because without monitoring, it's not possible for you to identify which statement contributed to the Tempdb usage. So this is the monitoring job, what I kept for myself in my previous session. It is still running. So I will show you how it looks, the output. Select start from this tables. I think what is the table name? I think Tempdb monitor active sessions. This one. Okay, so let me pull this information by date time. Date time descending. So now you will get to know the same query. This one, what I ran. Okay. Now I know what is the query that contributed to Tempdb usage. These are all in pages. If you just multiply this into 8 KB, you will get to know the size of the Tempdb allocation as well. So that is internal. That is simple math. I will show you how to do that as well. But if you wanted to know what is that query that contributed to significant amount of Tempdb usage, just run this job and just sort out by request internal objects allocation page count descending. So you will get to know the amount of usage, the query that contributed to Tempdb usage. Okay, now you know the query. Okay, and you have this information with you. So what you need to do now? So if you are a mid-level DBA, you can pass this query to developers, asking them to fine tune that query. That is first thing. If you are a senior DBA, then people may expect you to fine tune this query. right? So it depends upon your experience and it depends upon your organization. Sometimes even in small organization, they might expect you to resolve this issue. So what should we do from our end to resolve this issue? So this is the query. This is just a simple query, but in real time, I do know there will be a lot of queries and it will be very big in size as well. I do agree. But if you try to know how to resolve this for a small query, you may apply the same logic for bigger queries as well. Now it's your turn. So are we getting any missing index hints here?
No.
Yeah.
Hi, Vamsi.
Yes, yes.
Just one thing. I mean, though I will solve this query by introducing an index, but I just want to know one thing. This is SQL 16 means it is 2019 version, right?
No,
Or
2022. 2022.
Can you please, sorry, hover your mouse on clustered index scan on comments? I just want to see one thing.
1 second. Why it is not coming? Yeah.
Yeah.
Batch mode or batch mode, data operation. Are you checking for batch mode?
Yes, no. That's actually not my intention. I just was checking why it's not going for the batch. Have you disabled it?
No, I didn't disable. It is still in enable mode. As you can see, it is row store for the moment. So why we are not getting batch mode, that is a different story. I will not pick that up now. I will pick that at the very end. So I will keep that question in my mind for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So now in real time, usually people rely on missing index hints. But right now, I am not getting any missing index hints. The reason for that is your index pools. Okay, if you see any spools, usually, then you will not see any missing index hints. That is a problem with index pools. It will prevent you, it will prevent the SQL server from passing any missing index hints. So what should I do now? I don't know anything. As I told you, based upon your experience, you can pass this query to developer and ask them to fine tune. That is one of the options what we have. And other option is we have to fine tune because we are experienced now. Maybe if you are 8+ or 9+, they might expect you to solve this. So from where should I start now? This is just a simple query, not a complicated query. Okay, so let me show you how to progress from here.
We have to look at index pool first.
Okay, if I go to my index pool.
Index pool.
Yeah.
This is the expensive operator as per, like, I don't have work knowledge on this, just a theory knowledge.
Yeah. See, if you see let me go to the execution plan. If you see the amount of time it spent and the cost, those are two things, right? The cost and the time. Okay, so here it took 95%. So obviously the problem is here with the index pool. That is first thing. And the time associated with it. If you see, the entire query took 4 minutes 22 seconds. At the bottom you can see here. And out of 4 minutes 22 seconds, it spent 4 minutes 6 seconds. Almost entire query has spent the time over here. Okay, so the problem is with index pool. But how to avoid and how to create an index to make this faster?
This is related to functions, like we have to look at functions.
No, we don't have any function. If you see, I'm just doing cross apply with one table to another table. There's no function at all. No functions, nothing. Very simple query.
You can create this index like the index pool.
Okay, so imagine this is real time and you don't know anything about indexing and all. So what you can do is, of course, again I'm repeating, it depends upon your environment. Some environments may not allow you to run SP Blitz tools. If that is the case, it is a bit challenging for any DBA to act on. Otherwise, you can make use of Blitz tools. It's one of my favorite tools, and I made use of this tool to resolve so many issues. Okay, so right now I'm showing this. So as you can see, I ran just SP Blitz cache. Blitz cache is nothing but it pulls the information from our procedure cache and it gives you the statements that contributes to the significant usage of CPU or memory or IO, whatever it is. We can sort it based upon our needs. Okay, I just ran without any parameters. And obviously I know what is the query that is taking high amount of cost. So this is the one. Okay, and now if I go to missing indexes, okay, and it is suggesting me a missing index int, at least here. That is the beauty of Blitz cache. So I'm showing you the importance of Blitz cache. In a scenarios where we don't know anything about indexes and SQL Server has been prohibited in passing the suggestions because of index pools, there are few cases where index DMVs will not help you. I mean, SQL Server will not recommend any missing index ints. Okay, there are, I think in the past I've shown you 2 or 3 demos where SQL Server has not given any suggestions. So that happens in real time as well. Okay, so now what can I do? So what I can do is I can make use of SP Blitz cache. And here I'm getting missing index ints. So can I trust SP Blitz cache? That is my first question. Lot of noise, I'm muting. Can I trust missing index hints from SP Blitz cache? Because as SQL Server is not suggesting, I have to make use of something else. So some other monitoring tool I have to make use of. So at least SP Blitz is one such tool that I can make use of, not for monitoring, but for troubleshooting. Right? So it is suggesting me to create an index on comments table, I believe. Yeah, it is suggesting me to create index on comments table. So do you think SP Blitz cache will help us here? Or should we create the indexes manually? If you're not talking, guys, can you mute yourself? If you're talking, yeah.
Can you please go back to the plan once?
Sure. Plan, right? Let me, I think here. Yeah.
So what we are getting from the clustered index scan?
Cluster index scan, we are pulling
Everything because it's a clustered one. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go to the index pool.
One more problem with this query is, okay, if you watch out this carefully, I'm doing star here.
Right.
I'm doing star on comments table. Means
but you have
yeah
predicate also. So
yeah, I do have predicate.
Yeah. Can you please show the indexes pool?
Yeah.
You are seeking into user ID. Okay. Can you please show the sort now?
Sort operation, yes. Yeah.
Then we are doing the order by. So Vamsi, what I will do is I will definitely put my user ID in my main key column and score. And
user ID and score. Okay.
Yeah. And since post ID is not in predicate, score ID, but you are ordering it by. So Vamsi, we can test one thing. We can create one index.
Yeah.
Which I am suggesting, and we can create the Brent Ozars also.
Yeah.
And then we can test. What index I will create is I will put all these columns in the key columns. I will create user ID. I will take score ID in descending, and then I will take the post ID.
Okay, so your suggestion is, I mean, who is this?
Abhinav Vamsi.
Abhinav, hi, yeah, Abhinav. So Abhinav is suggesting to create index on user ID. So that is his leading column. And since we are getting sorts and the sort is happening on post ID and some score descending. So he wants me to go with score descending. And he's also suggesting me to have a look with SP Blitz cache, what SP Blitz cache is suggesting us to do. So if I am just making use of SP Blitz cache, okay, so what it is suggesting is, it is trying to, okay, it's Abhinav. I am muting Abhinav. Don't feel bad because I wanted to convey the message. Okay.
No, I'm at white place.
It's not you.
It's
Okay,
not from my side.
Okay. Sorry then.
It's okay.
So if you see here, it is suggesting me to create the index on leading column of user ID. So it is also suggesting me that leading column of the index should be user ID column. That is fine. And it is asking me to include everything It's everything: creation date, ID, post ID, score, text, user ID, everything. Okay, so that is the problem with SP Blitz Cache also. So even though they have written tools to help us in identifying the issues, but still it is just like a starting point. You can make use of that as a starting point, but you cannot completely rely on it. Even your missing index DMVs is just a starting point. That's the reason I'm taking these classes, guys. Performance tuning is one area where many people are not quite comfortable. So if you can analyze like how I'm showing, it will be easy for you to do the same tricks even in your even on your production systems. So how to analyze this? So as I said, you can use SP Blitz Cache as a starting point, and you can create this. So SP Blitz Cache is asking me to create index on user ID. So even Abhinav is saying the same thing. So what he is suggesting is he went to this index pool operator, okay, and he just kept the mouse over there, and he can just look at the seek predicate. So on which column it is trying to seek? So it is trying to seek on two tables, comments and user ID. User ID, keep that table for a, keep that table aside for a moment. Okay, so let's focus on comments table first. So comments table, it is seeking on user ID column. So as you can see, comments as C. So C dot user ID. So this is the column where I have to create the index. So this should be my leading column. When I'm creating the index, there is a concept by name leading column. So I should create my index on this column as the leading column. Okay. And then, so Abhinav is going to sort operator, and he is suggesting me to create, do you want me to go with include, or it should be part of the index?
So I'm saying let's make all the columns with a part of index,
Okay.
because I know it will make the index heavy, but just
Yeah.
for this demo.
Okay. So what he's saying is he wants me to create index on user ID as the leading column, followed by post and score, or score and post, whatever it is. Okay, so that is the suggestion what Abhinav is recommending. In the similar fashion, even SP Blitz Cache is doing the same thing. But the problem with SP Blitz Cache is it is trying to create index on each and every column. Whatever the columns what I have on comments table, it is asking me to include everything. So which is not good idea, guys. So even if I try to do this, let me show you. If I try to do this, what happens. Control X. Okay, and then go to the new query, and then this one. So straight away it is throwing some errors. So I'll remove this other parts. I'll just make use of online on. So I'll remove everything. Probably we can make use of max stop equal to 4 to speed up the operation. So everything is good now, but still I'm getting some errors. So why I'm getting some errors? Let me just parse this. Parse is fine, but when I'm trying to execute this, you will get an error. See what it is saying. I am using user ID as the leading column. And again, I am trying to make use of same column even in the include section. So it is saying user ID is being listed more than once. So even the suggestion what SP Blitz Cache is suggesting itself is wrong. Okay. So let's close this off. And now let's try to create an index to make this run faster. Okay. So now come back here. So did you get the concept, like how we analyze the query, like how we analyze the execution plan? That is the most important thing, guys. So you have to focus on the operator that contributed significant amount of time. So out of 4 minutes 22 seconds, this operator took 4 minutes 6 seconds. So this is the costliest operator, and also the cost. In this case, it is showing me 95%. But in sometimes, if you have any compute scalar operators or something like that, it will be hidden from, it will be hidden, and you will not get, it will not expose the real cost. Okay. So if you are analyzing any performance issues, and if you are appearing for interviews, don't always say those answers are fine, but I am giving you the best suggestion. When interviewer is asking you about how will you analyze the execution plan, we can say from left to right and from top to bottom. That is fine. And you will try to you will always say thick lines. Thick lines means how many rows I'm getting from that object. So thick lines is one more answer. That is also fine. And you will say the cost. So these are the three things what people generally will try to project. All these three answers are absolutely fine, but there is one more condition that you have to inform to your interviewers. That is nothing but the time the operator that it took during the entire execution. So this operator is the costliest operator. You may say this took 4 minutes 10 seconds. That is not the case, because it took 5 seconds here. 47 seconds there to the cluster index, and then the next operator took 4 minutes 6 seconds, and this is aggregation. It is just summing up. Okay, it is coming from this operator. So the most problematic operator is index pool, because it took 4 minutes 6 seconds. Okay, we went to the index pool and we searched for seek predicate. Try to look for the seek predicate in real time also. These the suggestions what I'm passing remains the same even on production systems. Doesn't matter. The tricks and suggestions are absolutely same. Okay, so just go to your predicate column and try to see if there is any index on that predicate column. What is the predicate column here? If you see here, my predicate column, anything after where class is nothing but predicate column. So I am seeking on comments.user ID. So I don't have any index on user ID. So that is the reason I have to pick this as leading column. Okay. Next, it is doing sort operation. So how can I prevent sort operation? Why it is doing sort operation? Because I don't have that information with me. I have to go to the base table. Here in this case, it is cluster index scan. So if you wanted to avoid sort operation, then there should be associated index. Okay, so that index should be on post ID and score. So if we can create this index and see what magic happens. Okay, so just an index, a small index. Let's try to do this here. Any questions? If you have any questions, please open up your mouth. Don't get frightened by looking at execution plans. If you can know how to interpret the execution plans, it will be almost same. No questions. That means you understood completely or nothing. It's like atomic operation.
So Vamsi, let's test two things here because I have not tested it before.
Yeah.
We will test two indexes here. In which for the score column, we will put it in descending order itself in the index. Yes. And without descending, does it make any difference? So just one more thing. Just because I saw in that Blizz
cache.
Have you downgraded the compatibility level of database?
Not really. Down level C cardinality estimator. It's not.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
1 second. So let me double check. One more thing I wanted to explain before I just check that part. If you see here, guys, it is giving me a warnings. So try to focus on these warnings. So it is showing me parallel, means my query is executing parallelly. Okay, and down level CL means compatibility level, C means cardinality estimator. So I will talk about that. And here it is saying expensive index pools, and this pool is spilling up to Tempdb. So all these warnings are helping us to analyze the query, and you should know how to interpret them. Okay, so I will take so many classes. My upcoming classes is purely on how to analyze the output of Blitzcache on real-time systems, not on my demos. I'll show you on my production systems as well. Okay, I'll show you live. In live, it will be completely live classes. Okay, I'm I'm very eager to show you how it works and how it helped me a lot. Okay, so for a second, I'm just showing you the warnings associated with this query. It is showing me down level CE and expensive index pools. Okay, let's go and see, did I make any changes to that cardinality estimator? You know where to check, except Abhinav. Right now, my compatibility level is 2014. Okay, so that is the reason it is showing me up that error. But I didn't make any changes to cardinality estimation. It is still off. It is still off. So let me change this part. Okay, let's keep this aside, because let's focus on 2014 first, and then once we created the index, we can do the same thing again on 2022. Guys, can you please say yes or no whether you're able to understand? Because if I don't hear anything, I feel very bad. I feel that I'm not explaining you properly. I'm there to help you. So if you have any questions, please feel free. Did you understand why we are creating this index?
Vamsi, I have one doubt. We need to read the that execution plan from left to right or right to left?
Sorry, did I say left to right? I'm sorry for that. It's from right to left, and top to bottom. From
Okay.
here, from this side, cluster index scan to this, to this, to this, and the finally you will get the cost of this entire query in our final operator. Let me go to the select operator. So this is your estimated, sorry, not estimated. This is sub-tree cost, not estimated sub-tree cost, the original cost of the query. So it is 17,449, a very big number. So if you are seeing a cost for any query, and if it is a very big number, that itself is a starting point for you to investigate why it is taking a lot of time, even in real time. So this is associated with the cost, estimated sub-tree cost. Okay. Okay. And let me try to create the index. Do you know what we are doing here? Anyone knows what is this called as the highlighted portion? Only this highlighted portion. Any developers?
Subquery.
Ranking, something like that.
Yes, it is ranking. What we call the selected portion.
Subquery.
Yeah, I do agree, subquery. Okay, so let me.
Windows function.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know who said Windows function, so that is the right answer. Yeah, so this is Windows function. Okay, so again, I'm giving you a suggestion for any Windows function like the query what I've just selected. So Windows functions will be like this. It uses row number, ranking. There are few functions. Okay, and it uses over class. This is called as over class, and we will partition by certain column and order by certain column. So this is called as Windows functions, guys. Usually for Windows functions, if you wanted to make yourself better, comfortable with Windows functions, you have to read a book by Itzik Ben-Gan. I cannot stress the importance of that book. Okay, so he's the other Itzik Ben-Gan. And if you wanted to learn T-SQL, there is no other guru than Itzik Ben-Gan. So he's the best when it comes to T-SQL, as far as I know. So these are all his books. So he has written book explicitly on Windows function, on T-SQL querying, T-SQL fundamentals, performance tuning, everything. I read many of his books and gained a lot of knowledge from his books. Okay, because I wanted you to grow along with me. That's the reason I'm sharing this information as well. Okay, let me come back. So, okay, let me go to the index and let's try to create that index. This will take at least, I can say probably 5 minutes or so, guys, because it's such a big table and it will definitely take 5 minutes closely. And again, I'm asking this question. Many times I asked, and again, still asking this, how to calculate the progress of index creation.
EXEC SQL. Okay. Set statistics on and we can run the query which you had shown earlier.
Yeah,
we need to enable the profile statistics on.
Don't forget this at any cost. Okay. So this is quite a useful query. Okay, now I can track the progress using the this query what I have. This is there on internet. I didn't try this query. I've told this n number of times. So you just need to copy that query and check the progress. So it is 83. Let me change the query to 83. Okay, so it is 60 seconds left. 57 seconds left. Okay, 34% has been completed. So this is the beauty of this. And also if you are doing any rebuild activity manually, okay, and if you have set this statistics profile on for that rebuild activity, you can track that also. Rebuild also. Not reorganize. Reorganize can be done from EXEC request, but rebuild it's not possible. It is possible only when you have set the set statistics profile on for your session. Okay, let it get
It's
created.
not possible while using maintenance plan, right?
It's not possible.
Yeah, we have to use jobs at least.
Yeah. If you're doing it manually for any of your queries like index creation or index rebuild, then you can make use of that.
Got it.
It's done now. Let me execute the query. So the query took 4 minutes 22 seconds in the past. Let's execute that query again. So let's wait for it. So majority, if you see This is the problem. Query statistics, sometimes it will show you the progress, sometimes it won't show you anything. See, nothing is getting displayed. Okay, let's see what is the weight type for this query. SP who is active can give you the weight type. I think it will be page IO latch if I'm not wrong. Yeah, page IO latch, because we are reading the information from the disk and we are loading those pages onto, from the disk onto memory. Okay, so that's the reason you are seeing page IO latch shared weight type. Let's wait. Still, it is not yet completed. So we created an index and we thought that index will be useful, and as of now, it is still running. So any questions now? Okay, so from 4 minutes 22 seconds, we brought down this query to 1 minute 14 seconds. Let's execute this again, because once we created the index, there will be a lot of modifications. So this query is called as hot query, hot cache. It's not cold cache. So let's run this again and let's see how fast will it run now. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, it should be completed by another 5 seconds or so. Okay, so from 4 minutes 22 seconds, we are now back to 16 seconds. Let's execute this for one more time just to see up. It's enough now. So now finally, I can say this query is executing in 6 seconds. From 4 minutes 22 seconds, we are down to 6 seconds. And if you see my Tempdb usage, okay, from 19 GB, it is still at 19 GB. It didn't come down to 13 GB because initially it was taking 6 GB because I started at 25.5 GB and it came down to 19 GB, but now it is still 19 GB. So that means I made a progress where I cut shorted the usage of Tempdb. So now it is not taking the Tempdb. And at the same time, I brought the query runtime from 4 minutes 22 seconds to 6 seconds just with one query. Sorry, one index. One index. So this is what we should do in real time also, guys. Okay, any questions? If you want still to speed up this query, you can fine tune that index what you have created. I'll show you that also. But if you have any questions, let me know now. Please do talk. I don't feel bad if you ask any simple question. It's absolutely fine. We are here to learn.
So why do we still have the warning sign on the sort operator?
Still an warning symbol on the sort operator, right? That's what you are asking?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's still spilled to disk. It's still spilled to disk. Let me go here. And but the amount, okay, this warning, sometimes it will show up in SSMS, but in reality, that is not the case.
Okay.
There are few bugs with execution plans inside SSMS. This should not be there. This should not be there. I absolutely do agree.
Okay.
If you restart and if we restart and if we run that query again, then I don't think you will see that warning operator spill to disk should be gone. Should be gone.
Okay.
What else? Yeah, any other good
Okay.
index to run this even faster? Not, I just wanted to run this query in 1 second instead of 6 seconds.
Then Vamsi, we have to focus on key lookup and the other table user.
Okay, let's go to our execution plan. Okay, and see where the time, the time where it took longer time. So obviously it is taking time on 1 minute 13 seconds over here. Not 1 minute, 1 second. It is 1 second and 0 seconds. And it is again 1 second. And think the problem is here itself, right? 5 seconds, 5 seconds. The aggregation it is showing as 5 seconds. Means 4 seconds is being spent on sort operator still. Of course, we made a very good progress, but still, if you wanted to give your best attempt, what else can we do?
So Vamsi, can we try to remove the key lookup?
Problem is, if I go with key lookup, okay, So it is every column, whatever the column that is there inside,
Okay.
that is one thing. And if you see there in the output list, text in the second, in the output list, there is something by name text. So you know,
Right.
text is not the right way to create an index on text is
Right.
yeah. Anything else, guys, that we can do? We're almost there. We did very good progress, but anything else that we can think of? The problem still is with sort operator. So what can I do to speed this up?
Creating cluster index on.
No. That's fine. We don't need to tweak the cluster index. Okay, let me go to that index first. I think this is the index. So we created index on user ID, score, descending, and post ID. Okay. Okay, let's do one more index and see what happens. I'm just thinking, I'm just trying on the fly. I can say test 2. What is the definition or is that syntax to create a filtered index? I think this is the one. Let me
Right.
try to create this. Because why I'm doing this, let me tell you why I'm doing this, because I'm seeing score should be greater than 0 all the time. Okay. So I'm just adding one more filter index and just testing if this will speed up the query or not. Okay, that's the only thing. I'm not doing any magics here. I'm just seeing the query and I'm just fetching that condition and I'm trying to apply that condition into the index definition. That is what I'm doing. Nothing great, nothing great. Okay, let it run. So I can track the progress here. It will just finish in 6 seconds. It's done. Okay, now let me run this query and see whether it will make use of that new index what I created. Still the same 6 seconds. Okay. And if I go to my index seek, it is not using ix text test 2. It's still using the test index only. Let me run this again. So that condition is not working. What else can we do?
It is recommending some missing index. Shall we
And
create it?
now it will recommend something because we eliminated spools from our execution plan. If you see our execution plan, we don't have any spools now. Let me go to the actual execution plan. Now we don't have any spools. Watch this out. We have the seek and lookup, and directly we are having nested loops. We don't have any spools. So that is the reason SQL Server is now coming back with index recommendations. If you have spools, it will never ever recommend you any missing index hints. That is the problem with spools. Watch that out very carefully. Yeah, I can consider this, but users table is very simple table and I don't feel like creating an index on user table. We have to focus on bigger tables. User is very, very small table. So even if you create the index, the benefit of it would be very negligible. Even if you see the missing index impact, it's just 29%. It's not something like 96 or 97. So I will leave that index. Anything else that we can do? I'm trying one more thing. Just one more thing. Any questions, guys? I'm just tweaking this.
Shall we remove that descending?
It's better to have that descending because if you don't, then SQL Server again has to do backward scan. So I'm just changing the column order. So I'm doing post ID first, and then I'm doing score next. Let's just create this, and if that works, then I can tell you why I'm doing this. So even I am doing, what can I say? What we call this one? Like trial and error, because it's not that easy. Okay, index is created. Now let's try to see if this works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 means definitely my index is not being used. Let me see again. It is still taking IX text only, not test tree or something.
Can
I
we
think-
force us to use this new index?
Yeah, we can force, but SQL Server is smart enough. Out of these indexes, it still feels that IX test is the better index. So that is the reason it is not picking up our other indexes, but we can force it. There is no harm in forcing that index. What else we can do? Let me just see.
You can materialize if you
C comments is C table. Okay, I'm user ID that is fine, and then post ID partition by, and then score descending. Post ID score descending. Just a second, guys. Let me check the filter index definition whether I have created it properly or not. After this, maybe in another 2 hours or maybe in some time, I'm going to show you a quick demo on DBA tools as well. It will be on my production systems, so I cannot share that video, but interested can jump in and they can watch it. So it says create index name, blah, 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 where condition. Okay. My condition is true. So this is what max I think we can do. From 4 minutes 22 seconds, we brought down that to 6 seconds. I don't think there is anything else that we can speed up. We tried all the different things, and this is the best result what we can give. But as someone said, sort operator is still spilling up to disk and it is showing some warning symbol. Probably if we can do something, it's the only area where we can do something. Yeah.
So Vamsi, I noticed just one more thing. If you see the cost operator from where it starts, it has 5,000 percentage of deviation. Will the update statistics help on comments column? Sorry, on comments table.
Comments, okay. Update statistics will not make much difference here. Let me show you. Because I didn't make any changes. So this is test table, right? This is not real time. So come on.
Yeah.
Sort table. Actual number of rows 814792. Estimated number of rows 15282. Okay, let me show you the statistics.
Okay.
What is that? Comments table, right? SP auto stats. Oh, okay. If I show this, people will get confused. Show DBCC, show statistics. Let me show you the index, cluster index. Or we'll go with the IX test only. So the rows and row sample are one at the same. Means we are done with full scan. That is
Right.
first thing. And so if the rows and row sample are one at the same, we are not using sampling. There is nothing that we can do with statistics, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'm satisfied, but still I'm just thinking what else can we do to make this little faster from 5 seconds to 1 second, and also to avoid this sort operator warning. I will try to see. I think I'm missing something. Creation date, post ID, score. The output list, it is showing me creation date, all the columns, I think, because we made use of star. Post ID ascending and score descending. Post ID ascending, score descending. Okay. I think we did our best. If there is anything else, I will test and I will update you guys. Okay. Any questions? I'll take this as granted and I'll keep you posted for the next session. I cannot share that session because it's my real-time systems, but still I will show you the DBA tools, how to make use of that, how to carry out the migration completely.
Is it today or some other day?
I'll try to do it today only.
Vamsi?
Once again, can you show me the execution plan from right to left and top to bottom, how to read and what are the things to be considered? Sorry.
No problem. So if you're reading the execution plan, it should be from right to left. That is first thing. Second thing,
Yeah.
the cost of the operator. Usually you can rely on cost, but there are some exceptions. But I stopped looking at the
If
cost.
you open
Yeah.
one operator, there'll be a list of attributes, right? So which thing to be considered and if how to analyze? If you
No.
select any one operator, let's say sort or nested loops.
So now tell me by looking at this execution plan, this itself is a good learning. So looking at the
Yeah.
cost, what is the costliest operator here?
Here, of course, it is sort operator, I guess.
No,
And
cost
key
is
lookup.
34 here. Okay. And key lookup is
Key
49.
lookup also 49. Yes, those two are the
49, 34, and 12, right?
yeah.
So if you just rely on cost, you think key lookup is the bottleneck, right? Because it is 49% out of 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So
Yes, you are correct.
usually you can go with cost, but there are exceptions. As I told you, this example itself is an exception. If you try to create on the index on the other columns, like the leftover columns are creation date and text, SQL Server is doing key lookup on those two columns. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you try to add them into your index definition, it may help us to to run this query faster. I agree, but the problem is you should not blindly create index on columns that have n-varchar data types. If you see here, text
Yes,
is
exactly. It
varchar.
will
Yeah.
performance overhead.
So it will impact your reads, writes. Sorry, it will impact your DML operations very badly. Okay, so I don't recommend that to be part of your index definition. That is first thing. So that is the reason I told you.
In this
Yeah.
operator, like we can see list of attributes, right? Physical operation, all those stuff
Yeah,
from
these are
top
all
to
physical
bottom.
operators only.
No, if you select on key lookup, just click on
Key lookup, yeah.
and you can see list of attributes here: physical operation, logical operations, all those stuff from top to bottom.
Okay.
Like in this, exactly we need to consider substrate
No, that is
cost.
not you should consider. You should consider cost. I do agree cost. Okay. As I told you, the time is the most important thing that you need to focus on. Okay. So this one, it is the second costliest operator in this plan, right? After 49, 34% is the second costliest operator. But if you see the time, what time it took for its completion? Out of 6 seconds, it just took 0.3 seconds.
Okay, the overall and
Yeah.
okay.
Coming
So
to
the
this,
timing we need to calculate like for each operator or from right to
if you
left.
read from right to left, okay, this one just took 0.1 second and your key lookup operator took 1.1 second. It took 1 second.
Yeah.
It took 1 second. But the main problem is here. This one took 4 seconds, I can say, because this is an aggregation. So 5.3 minus 1.5. So it took almost 3.8 seconds.
Okay.
The problem is here.
Got it.
From here, the problem has begun. And since this is accumulation, so this cost, I mean, this value will get passed to other operators just like that. Okay.
Okay.
So,
what about on under the timing? There are like big numbers, right? 8147921
those are
52.
number of rows. If you see there, actual number of rows are 81, not 81, 8 lakhs. Cannot use 8 lakhs because there are few people from US. So I should say 814,000, 814,000.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know that numbering. So
And the percentage?
Percentage, what is percentage? This one?
Yeah.
This is some calculation. You need not focus on that number.
Okay.
I don't, I mean, it's not required. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I need to drop
Yeah,
out.
that's it from my side. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So I will take one more class and I'll show you the DBA tools as well. I thought of showing here. Yeah.
Is it possible to share some of performance related scripts if you have, like I was searching SP Blitz cache online, I could not able to get.
You can get it freely, bro. That is free of license. Just type SP Blitz cache and okay, even SP Blitz first. Just type GitHub. You will get to know everything.
Okay.
Every script is here. It's absolutely free.
Okay, let me try. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I'm dropping off. And if you have any questions, feel free to bring me on WhatsApp.
Vamsi, will the session today itself, or you will update us on the WhatsApp group?
I will update you on WhatsApp group. I will update you. Most likely, I wanted to finish off the DBA tools on real-time systems. So that's the reason. I cannot share that video to anyone because it will expose my server names. So you can watch out, but I cannot share that video. Because already people have started sharing my videos left and right. If I expose my real-time servers, then I will be in trouble. So I cannot do that. You can learn for sure.
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vamsi. Thank you,
No
Abhinav.
problem.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.